you haven't lived enough yet, if you haven't gotten extremely angry at somebody for pointing something out, you didn't think it applied to you, you didn't think it could happen to you, you thought you were the exception, but then you ended up experiencing the exact tragedy that you're warned about. Instead of avoiding feeling bad and cutting that person off, the actual growth you're going to get a lot out of this situation is to hold yourself accountable and learn not to jump to conclusions so quickly, because the more you do, the more you expand, the more of these experiences you will have. As long as you're dealing with mature people, they will hold space for you when you come around, are willing to take accountability, and promise to move forward with progress. In fact, when you're dealing with the right type of people, they will applaud you for this. But if your ego gets in the way, you avoid those people and then you never grow. Ever met the narcissist and his mother? That's the exact example of who you don't want to become. But when you avoid accountability, you don't go back and correct your mistakes with people. You just move on because you don't want to face the shame and the feeling of not being enough. You dread admitting that you've been wrong. Then you will only resonate with people who also avoid accountability, i.e., the narcissist. Being good with people isn't about making people feel good or performing to appear pleasant. People can see through all of that. Either the narcissistic types of people will see you as a weak-minded, emotionally insecure individual they can profit off of and exploit you. They'll usually come in with exactly what you want to hear, validate you, and share their performative vulnerability to gain your trust so they can exploit you with you voluntarily opting in. The people with healthy standards will not resonate, and it is not their job to teach you. And when they have good boundaries, they will not try to teach you that at this exact moment, you are supposed to show up with new awareness and admit that you have been wrong in the past and that caused harm and strain in those relationships. Example, when I was in high school, there were 3 of us who were friends. The other 2 were very good friends. Person A stopped talking to person B, and person B and I continued to be friends. Person B often brought up person A. I wonder why she doesn't talk to me anymore. 20 years later, person A and I had lunch, and she told me. When I was severely depressed all throughout high school, person B told me that depression does not exist, that I was just going through a phase. And then a year or 2 later, person B got severely depressed and expected everyone to make space for her, and I did too. Person B never went back to person A and apologized. Person B did the same thing to me, and we're no longer friends.